And who are you?
Well, I'm glad you asked. My name is Campy. Campy the Capcom Man.
Hello there, Campy the Capcom Man. Welcome to our lovely cast of idiots and degenerates and all that kind of jazz. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Happy to be here, pal. I just heard that you're gonna be doing some Capcom stuff in the future. So I figured I'd help out with all that stuff and, make a surprise for all these people to enjoy. I'm sure the audience are going to enjoy my company when it comes to Capcom and
what is going on? What is even happening to this channel? Should I just give up and do hot tub streams? I mean, that level of degeneracy is doing well, and I could use some money in the bank.
Hey, you with me? You dozed off on me.
It's nothing, don't worry about it. I was just thinking out loud. I was just thinking to myself for a second and... Hey, Nintendo Ninja, check this out real quick. This reminded me of you.
Huh? What are you guys doing?
We're just, we're just discussing. I had to show him a couple of things. We were just nodding to make sure that, this is all content related. It's just that, a bunch of Smash stuff is coming in. So I figured we'd talk about that this week, start that thing out. So, I'm just gonna head out now. Meet each other, go, there's some drinks or whatever. Just, be yourself at home. So see ya. Yeah. Go do your thing. Don't worry about us. We're just gonna be here chilling. We're just gonna be reviving and all that stuff. Don't worry about us. Your E3 presentation sucked.
I know.
Alright, Nintendo Ninja's taking care of Campy, the camp guy, whatever his name is. God, his voice is very irritating. But it is what it is, so let's start with today's episode and... I gotta switch the Metroid sweater. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Now we can start the video. So... Today's topic is very important because this is not just Smash Ultimate as a whole, but also in regards to the second Fighter Pass, which, if you have not already known, it has been taking heat by storm and all that kind of stuff. It has been really talked about, both for good and obviously for bad. And if you clicked on this video, then you know which side I'm mostly talking about this time around, despite my positive attitude towards it, despite my positive energy, my hype levels, things like that. I want to discuss a few minutes of my time to talk about the sort of complaints that revolve around the second Fighter Pass. Not more so about the first one, because the first one, it is what it is. It already ended. Now we're talking about this one in particular, the second Fighter Pass, and why exactly people are complaining, what characters are they complaining about, and just the overall message that I want to present to you guys in regards to Smash, the Fighter Pass, and Smash's future as a whole. So one of the main reasons why I want to discuss this video is because of the reception that Kazuya Mishima has been having in the overall, grandiose community that is the Smash community, whether on Twitter, online, things like that, and social medias, blah blah blah. And even though I said in a previous video in regards to Kazuya Mishima being in Smash is a really good thing, apparently people don't really like Kazuya. They've generalized him as a Shoto. They just immediately went to generalize him with Terry and Ryu and Ken and things like that. They consider Tekken not to be iconic, which is very laughable in and of itself, because Tekken has been around for close to almost 30 years now, more or less. So you can't, what even is that? It's just that there's been so many complaints about Kazuya as a whole, even though that there are many people that actually are looking forward towards playing Kazuya Mishima. They're looking forward to what Sakurai has to present for this new fighting character to be in Smash, and just what exactly, you know, the sentiment that Sakurai has for this character, things like that. So the first complaint is obviously, you know, about Kazuya, about the generalization of Kazuya, things like that. And right off the bat, there's just really no point to kind of dive too deep into that situation. It is what it is, but it just really sucks to see that no matter which character is involved, no matter which character gets announced in Smash, people are going to complain. And the first complaint they normally go to is, oh, this character does not deserve to be in the roster. There's much better characters to be deserved. And that's the reason why that's the number one complaint that I want to discuss about, you know, primarily, more so than all the other complaints that other people have in regards to the Smash community, is because, like I said, there are no wasted slots. There is no such thing as a wasted slot in Smash. The reason why they're in Smash is because they want people to know and play those games from their respective franchises, from where they're respectively from. Kazuya is no different than Pyra and Mythra. He is no different than Terry. He is no different than, you know, Steve. He's no different than any other characters from the first and the second Fighter Pass, even though I said that we're not going to dive too much into the first Fighter Pass. Point is, the reception of Kazuya is just really dumb. He deserves to be there for either, and for a good reason, because apparently, like I've said, not a lot of people know about Tekken. So Kazuya being in Smash will open doors for people to say there are plenty of other fighting games other than Street Fighter and Fatal Fury. There are plenty of other games than SNK Fighter. Like there are a bunch of other games, and Tekken is the most iconic of them all. It is a PlayStation classic. It has always been around in arcade machines since its inception in 1994. It has been around for a really long time. So for this to be a Bandai Namco rep, it makes a lot of sense here. So now, Kazuya aside, all the other characters as well, they've had their fair share of criticisms as well. Kazuya is no different. Pyra and Mythra, they've been considered a wasted slot apparently, even though to me, I am really glad they're in the roster, and specifically now that I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm now sort of involved within that game, with that franchise, and I'm really happy that it's thanks to Two Swords who paved the way for me to experience the grandiose adventure that Xenoblade is as a franchise. So that being considered as a wasted slot is very dumb, because it introduced, I'm an example, it introduced me to a whole new franchise that I'm really glad I enjoy playing. Steve's iconic as it is. Steve, like I said, was a random encounter. It was bound to happen anytime soon, and it happened. And Steve is a really nice character. Steve is a meme character, as if there aren't meme characters in the roster already. Ice Climber is one of them, and Steve just fits the mold really well here. You know, you have to consider that, and you know, Game & Watch thinks that he's basically another Game & Watch. And you consider that a wasted slot, and you consider Game & Watch a wasted slot? Probably you do, but you get my point, right? And so Steve, consider a wasted slot. Sephiroth, apparently people consider that as a wasted slot because they were either hoping for Tifa. I was hoping for Tifa if they were going to do another Final Fantasy rep, or they were hoping for Sora, a Square Enix rep. And I know there are many people that are hoping for Sora. I know there are many people are hoping for that, and you know, kudos to you guys. I still believe that he also has a chance as well. But the fact that you're saying that, oh, Sephiroth doesn't deserve to be here, you know, it really, oh, and he's another sword fighter, by the way. Look, the amount of sword fighters that are in the game are very minimal compared to the overall roster of, what, 90 characters at this point? Like, it's a very stupid point to make, but apparently Sephiroth's considered a wasted slot. What about, let's see, who else was announced? Min, apparently wasted slot because nobody cares about ARMS. And I understand that not a lot of people care about ARMS, but at the same time, it's a Nintendo rep. And like Pyra and Mythra, they were originally supposed to be in the main roster, but because Nintendo was like, no, we'll have it release date in 2018. They released in 2018, and they weren't able to incorporate those games from a year before. So, you know, it is what it is, and it makes sense that Min is there. And as for the other character that I don't remember, I'm honestly trying to remember. You understand my point. You understand the point that I'm making here. these characters are here for a really, really good reason. They're here to expose new people to a whole new franchise. And people complaining that they don't deserve to be there really is a very dumb take to make, because you're almost as if you're gatekeeping people into experiencing new games and experiencing a whole new franchise simply because they're being exposed by it to a game that they most likely play more so than any other game. You know, I'm pretty sure that after Joker was announced as the very first fighter in the Fighter Pass, a lot of people now know what Persona is, or at least what Persona 5 is, despite the memes, despite the whole fandom in and of itself. People know what Persona 5 is thanks to Joker being in Smash. The same thing with Hero. A lot of people now enjoy the Dragon Quest series. They enjoy Dragon Quest 11 because of Hero. And a lot of people really enjoy Banjo because even though that one was bound to happen sometime soon, a lot of people now know that Banjo-Kazooie exists. A lot of people now know that, oh, we gotta try this new platformer. And Terry's no different as well. It's like, oh, there's more fighting games other than Street Fighter. Let's try out Fatal Fury. Let's try out what Terry has to offer here. You know, Power Wave, things like that. And then Byleth is so that people understand that, you know, there are RPGs that Nintendo is willing to make other than Xenoblade and Pokemon. And Fire Emblem is one of them. So go enjoy Fire Emblem, specifically Fire Emblem Three Houses. So you get my point. There is no such thing as a wasted slot. They are there for a reason. The reason is exposure, and that's it. Another thing, and I think I just want to end the complaints here about, you know, these people saying this and that. Even though it is a minority, I understand this is a small minority. But the minority tends to speak louder than the majority sometimes. So you got to take into consideration, you got to criticize them saying what you are saying doesn't really make sense. Even though we understand where you're coming from, you also have to understand where we're coming from. But apparently when it comes to Smash, people don't have that tendency to understand. So second complaint is that there is too many of this fighter. There's too many of this quote unquote fighter. And I love it when people do those tweets saying like, oh, there's a lot of this fighters, and there's only like 4 photos. It's only 4 out of the 90 plus that are already in the roster, so how can you tell me that is a lot of that character? And that's tying into Kazuya here from the beginning of this video. That's what a lot of people were doing. They were comparing Kazuya to the other fighter characters that are in, and I guess you might also include Min Min, because Min Min is technically a fighting game, ARMS is technically a fighting game. You know, apparently 4 extra fighting game characters is a lot, and it's no. These I genuinely believe that there is a fair balance of characters in this game, and the majority of these characters are basically a combination of whatever it is that they want to be. There aren't that many sword characters. Let's be honest here. There are about 10 of them out of the 90. That's 10%. Not even, that's like 1%. You get my point. That's a small percentage. Out of 100, that's a small percentage. A majority are brawlers. A majority are projectile based. A majority are not fighting game characters and are not sword fighters. So that complaint is it just doesn't make sense at all. You know, you also have to take that consideration. Like if you genuinely want to complain about a game, you have to have some sort of valid reasoning behind that complaint. And complaining there's too many of these characters in, it doesn't make sense because you also consider how big the roster is as a whole. There aren't that many characters that are sword fighters, man. There just aren't. And you also have to understand that a lot of people, at the end of the day, they enjoy those characters. They enjoy those characters being in, regardless if it's first party or third party. And that's also another thing. Oh, this DLC cannot be first party. It has to be third party. This is a Nintendo franchise. Smash is an accumulation of Nintendo first-party characters. The Fighter Pass, if it really wanted to, both Fighter Pass could have just been Nintendo characters. You still would have complained. You know, I honestly would have complained if that were the case. But at the end of the day, this is Nintendo. This is Nintendo. It's not PlayStation All-Stars. or it's not that. Nintendo has first-party characters, and occasionally they will have a third-party character they feel worthy of being in. Sephiroth is one of them, Hero is one of them, Joker is one of them, Terry is one of them. You get my point. And I understand that I am repeating myself here, but you have to understand. To those that are watching this video, you have to understand that there's really no point in complaining about these characters. There really isn't. You're making it seem like, to put it simply, if you manage to watch this, or if you ever see this in a clip on Twitter or whatever, please understand this. Why complain when you can enjoy what that character has to offer? Why complain that this character does not deserve to be in this roster, instead of asking yourself, why is this character in this roster? Maybe there's a good reason why they're in this roster. Perhaps maybe I should understand that. Or even better, if this is from a franchise that I have no idea about, maybe I should look into it a little better. I don't know about Tekken, maybe I should look into like the history of Tekken, or maybe there's some people that know about Tekken that I can ask and maybe be like, oh hey, this character is in. Like, can you teach me a little bit about this character? You know, why can't you just do that instead of doing a good bait on Twitter saying like, oh, these characters don't deserve to be in Smash, blah 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 blah, crash for Smash. It's pointless. It is pointless. It really, really is. And it just sucks the mood. It just sucks the atmosphere of enjoying that character, regardless of where that character is from. You're ruining that sense of like, wow, that hype, that positive energy that a new character is in, and I can't wait to see where they're from. Because apparently it's a contest to see which character is worthy of being in, instead of just going with the flow and being hyped with whoever gets announced. People just want to defend their favorite character for apparent reason, and that's dumb. It is dumb, and don't do that. Just do not do that, please. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. I have talked a lot. I have sort of maybe generalized the complaints, and I do not apologize for that. But if you have a better explanation of it, thoughts below, comment below what you thought about my ramble here, about my little rant. I like to keep things in a positive light. I want to make sure to keep these things in a positive light, because that's who I am at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that you guys have the best quality content there is. I want to make sure you guys are having the best smiles, the best laughter, the best appreciation of life, all that kind of jazz. That is what I'm here for. And I just hope that you understand that with this video, that I'm generally criticizing this because there needs to be more positivity within the Smash community. There needs to be more of that sense of like, this minority needs to understand that these characters are there and they're not gonna go away anytime soon. And that's okay. Just enjoy those characters. Please enjoy those characters. And with that, gotta end it with my usual remarks. Keep improving yourselves. Keep spreading love and kindness into the world. I know you can. Do your best at it. Improve yourself each and every day. I know you can as well. And know that I love you guys forever and always to 120. And I hope to see you all in that next fantastic, amazing, spectacular, and sexy video. Got all that energy out. Everything is good. We should be good with Nintendo content for a while now. And what the? Wait, whoa, hold up. What just happened? What's going on? Hey, I just heard a loud noise. What just happened? Oh, hi. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously, this is what you ended up doing? Well, I mean, you told me to take care of it, so I took care of it. Probably a problem solved. By kicking him out, not by beating the shit out of... Give me that, give me that. So now what do we do? You got any ideas? That is a good question. I know what we could do.